Lucidum presents a lucid view of history, Volume 16, Winston Churchill, or Ataturk.
Hello, and welcome back to a lucid view of history. This one's a heartbreaker. 250,000 casualties, killed, wounded, missing, just on one side of the battle. It's a dramatic event that reset the world stage, the rise from ignominy of one world leader, a tremendous humiliation and fall from prestige for the other. Who would press home a massive war effort, committing over 500,000 men without maps? If you did, once you realized your blindness, would you pour in more effort, men, and focus without first fixing your visibility? Gallipoli is the Italian word for Callus Polis, the Greek meaning beautiful city. It's akin to the word calisthenics, which is beautiful strength in the Greek. Think about that while you're sweating your way through your morning push-ups. Gallipoli is a peninsula east of Turkey. East of that peninsula are the Dardanelles, a long, narrow strait of water. The German allies, the Ottomans, the Turkish Empire, held this strait, and the British decided to eliminate the relatively small Ottoman defense of the Dardanelles. Germany didn't have a world-class navy. Britain was the world-class navy. So our brilliant dead, Winston Churchill, built the plan to send British warships up the Dardanelles, firing on emplaced cannons along the cliff sides, providing cover for the minesweepers to remove the 400 mines choking the strait. Lacking detailed maps and reconnaissance, to be specific, the map they had was nearly 10 years old and had no details. The warships fired at the cliff sides, targeting using direct observation. Now, you've seen this in the movies. There's one person with a rifle and someone beside them with a spotting scope, and they say 3 inches to your left and up 6 inches. The shooter corrects and fires again. But this attack was so woefully planned that the firing warships had to get their aiming corrections from airplanes. Did I mention that there was no available ship-to-plane communications? The aircrew recorded the corrections, wrote them down, and as the plane returned to the ship, they dropped the corrections from the sky and then flew back to do it again. In the end, 3 state-of-the-art battleships were sunk. Several were intentionally beached so they couldn't be irrecoverably sunk. Of the 16 forays to clear the minefield, only 2 succeeded. 2 of the over 400 mines. So this is the point where we'd have a project status meeting. You'd examine the disaster, revisit the original objectives. And this is the point where Churchill decided on a land invasion. Remember the rationale for the naval attack? Technical superiority. The landing and the months that followed were horrific. Anzac, the Australian and New Zealand Army Corps, landed at Z Beach, where the Ottomans were quick to respond and engage. That small team's leader, Mustafa Kemal, later known as Ataturk, who led the newly formed Republic of Turkey out of the ruins of the Ottoman Empire until 1938. The only precise and operationally successful aspect of Gallipoli was its withdrawal. Remote firing weapons were staged to deceive the Ottoman army while the Anzac soldiers stepped off the beaches and into trawlers. The withdrawal was as clean and well planned as the rest of the operation was disastrous. The British, French, Australian, and New Zealand forces suffered nearly 250,000 casualties. Though records aren't as well kept, it seems the Ottoman Empire suffered equally, but they held Gallipoli and the Dardanelles. Churchill? Humiliation. He was removed as the head of the Admiralty. Would the naval invasion have worked with proper reconnaissance and maps? Would you ever commit such resources and effort without knowing the environment and the goals? Of course you would. You have. Do you stop, assess, and measure your defeats? Or do you press on and call it failing faster? A massive war effort, over 500,000 men committed, without maps. Having realized this, do you press on without fixing your visibility? How many security incidents arise from unknown assets? All of them? 90%. How many misconfigured customer-facing applications slipped off your radar? How much of your budget is spent supporting infrastructure and applications that you're pretty sure, but not certain, no one's using anymore? I invite you to challenge us at Lucidum to prove our claim of no more unknown unknowns. Life's better with both eyes open.